Hai kelas ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we see you again today. Last week we just introduced the subject of EA, stand for Enterprise Architecture. Yeah. Today we will cover chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 1 is only for introduction of the EA. Yeah. I will explain to you what is the EA. And the title of the chapter 1 is IT Architecture Landscape. Yeah, but basically the architecture landscape is a very big topic. Yeah, so for undergraduate, I will just introduce and teach you how to apply the architecture of enterprise architecture. So how to architecting the complex of application into a simple one. Yeah. So normally, why we need architecture of the software? Same as like we develop the house, so we ask the architect to draw the architecture house on the what we want and what we require for our house, especially on the designs, yeah, whether the house is a double story or single story. So how many room that we want, where is the toilet is located, where is the kitchen is located, where is the bedroom is located, whether it is enough for 3 room or 4 room or 5 room. So this is a imagination of the user or the owner of the house. Same to the software. When we want to develop a very big applications, big means enterprise, yeah. So like for example the healthcare industry is a very big domain, so we need to do some architecting drawing to make sure that all the module and all the requirement is incorporated into the application. So we start with the enterprise introduction to enterprise architecture. Yeah. So what is enterprise architecture class? Enterprise architecture is a strategic approach to align IT with business goal. Any IT project is actually a service. Yeah. So it have a business goal for certain organization. So the organization require IT application or ICT application for improve their business process, yeah, or business goal. So that's why for the big company like Petronas, PNB, yeah, banking sector, so there are example of enterprise business, yeah. So they involve a multi-million of money or investment and a million of stakeholder inside the business. So EA is a strategic approach. Strategic approach means we should strategize how the software to be developed or to be designed that require or meet the user requirement. So another definition of what is an enterprise architecture is the objective of enterprise architecture is to ensure efficiency and scalability and integration. Efficiency means any application that you develop should improve the business process before, yeah, and after the application is implemented. So if the efficiency of business is not improved, So that is considered a fail of the system. The system failed to improve the current business process to the better one. So for example, efficiency, before the system is implemented, the process of registration, for example, you are in the education industry, for example, when you want to register subject, for example, how many hours that you require to complete the registration of the subject. Let's say last year, before the new system is implemented, it took about 1 hour, for example. So after the new system is implemented, so it should improve the time from 1 hour to at least 50% of the previous longer time to be reduced. For example, half an hour or 20 minutes. So this is efficiency here. So this is called unseen with the dollar and cents. So this is considered intangible benefit of the system. Another one is a scalability. What is a scalability? The system that you develop is scale. Scales means, let's say you develop year one. So in year one you develop for 5 functionalities only, or 5 modules of the system. So by the time of the system is implemented, of course the business is grow, so business is grow, then the functionality of the system also grow. So thus the system can cope the requirement for the future. So that is scalability. Means that when the new requirement is come, how flexibility of your application can mitigate the new requirement. So let's say another 5 new modules will be incorporated into the current system. So how easy that the current system to be cope or to be incorporated with the new 5 module to be included in the system. And then the scalability also respect to the what they call it, the scalability is also focus on the scalability of the capability of server. So let's say the first version of the application you just implement in one server, a very medium size of the server. So when the data is grow, so how scale that the server can mitigate the requirement. So let's say the database can be grow, the database can be upgraded, the CPU can be upgraded, and also the network can be upgraded to the new requirement. So another important things that EA to be implemented in the applications or in the new development of the software is to make sure that the system can be integrated, to be integrated to other internal or external application. For example, last time, before 2020, so the system, banking system in Malaysia is working in silo. In silo means they are operating or they run the application or the transaction within their bank only. So after that, the requirement of integration between banks is very crucial. because not all of the citizen having many account. Yeah. So let's say they only prefer Maybank, for example, and another person prefer BSN, for example, or CIMB. So when they want to transfer the money from between a bank, so it is very difficult. They have to go to the counter. They have to use a check or cash bank into a certain account or their children to school and so on. So this is very difficult, and nowadays you see that we only use the FPX. Yeah, you can pay or you can make a transaction with many of banks. Yeah? Let's say you got one account of the bank, then you can transfer to another bank. Yeah? And the integration is also very important for internal system. Yeah, maybe some of the organization they have a legacy system. Yeah, I got experience last time when we developed the Amanah Saham National Berhad system, which we use a mainframe server. Yeah, it's a big server, so they only run on IBM VS operating system. So what to do after we got a new technology? Let's say now is internet and so on. So there are a requirement for integration between legacy system into the new system. We take an example in ASN and ASB. So now they have internet investment. So how the new system which deal with the internet network, and then how it want to save the data into the legacy system. So this require the integration. Yeah. So what is the key component of enterprise architecture? Yeah, you should know that the key component means that what are the elements that very important in enterprise architecture. So for your information, enterprise architecture is not suitable for the small system. Let's say you want to develop sistem maklumat bunga, sistem maklumat inventory and so on. So that application is very small and not suitable for enterprise architecture. So key component of enterprise architecture is a business architecture. Business architecture means you need to model the nature of the business of the organization. For example, you need to architecting the business process of UTM, for example, University Technical Malaysia Malacca. So what is their business process? What is the main business of UTM? Of course, the main business of UTM is education. So you need to understand the education process of UTM or other UA university. Basically, all the public university in Malaysia. So we got 20 public university in Malaysia. The business process is similar. So you need to study the process from the beginning from the beginning of the student to register and until they graduate. For example, undergraduate study, computer science, for example, degree in computer science, it will take 3.5 years. So you need to understand the business process 3.5 years. So how the student register, how they want to pay the study fees, how they want to register the subject, how they want to register or attend the exam, how they want to look up their result, how they want to see their PA, for example, their dean and so on. So there are many processes in the business. So what is the good behind the architecture of the business? So when you architecting the business process of UTM, so when you present to the top management or your team members, so they got the same view, yeah. So the developer easily understand. So what, how many and what kind of functionality to be developed first or later, yeah. Another component in enterprise architecture is information or data architecture. So you need to model the information. Let's say you come up with the business architecture for student registration. So from the student registration, what kind of information that you require? So what kind of information that the university need to keep from year 1 until year 3? So what kind of assessment data need to be kept and need to be compute for the graduation process? So this information need to collect and then you model it. So before you develop the system, if you got this information model, so it's very easy for the developer to continue the development process, or easy for them to design the application with a big view here. So another component is application architecture. So application architecture means you design, or we call it a high level design. You design the high level view of your application. For example, what is the front end application architecture? What is the middle end architecture application? What is the back end application architecture? So that means it is different with the normal type of developed application. So what you learn before is you code your application using any software. Yeah, you never separate the application between user interface, yeah, the updating the tables, yeah, computation of complex calculations. So everything in front end application, yeah. So you don't have a segregation between the user interface, middle end and back end. So this is a good approach when you develop an application. In order to get the scalability of the system, the application architecture is very crucial. Another component is technology architecture. Technology architecture is biased to, or your design of architecture is biased to certain technology. For example, you use Java technology, yeah. So your architecture of the application is to work to the Java technology or Microsoft technology or Google technology. So they have their own framework to develop software fast. For example, Google, they have their own framework, yeah, Angular and so on. Another component is security. Security, we cannot escape from the security when we develop a software. At least you have authentication. Authentication means user authentication. you provide password and user ID, to enter the system. So this is a basic security, but for enterprise application or enterprise architecture, so you need to consider into your application to include the blockchain, for example, cyber security software, firewall, and so on. So how your application integrate with this component is very important, to be included in the architecture. So from the architecture view, we can verify whether this component exists or not. Normally the solution architect will review the architecture of the application to be developed. So this is some example of architecture framework, that already have in the market. Some of them is paid, you need to pay. Some of them is freeware of the software. TOGAF, Zachman, Federal Enterprise Architecture, Gartner EA framework, and so on. So enterprise architecture, when you want to develop the enterprise architecture view or a model, so you need to follow the process. Same like you develop a software, so you need to follow the software development life cycle. They call it SDLC. So in architecture development, it's actually under SDLC, but before the software or application go to the real software development life cycle, so normally the architecture process is done before the kickoff of the project or before the kickoff. So this is normally done by the solution architect, or some of the company, they got one division, they call it research and development department. Then research and development team, normally they come up with the architecture of the application. So first process in developing the architecture, so you need to choose the development life cycle methodology, either Agile or REP or RAD. So you need to choose the proper methodology to develop the enterprise architecture. Another one is EA governance and stakeholder. So this is a process when you want to develop the architecture of the application. So you need to know the policies, change management, and also the quality system in the process. So the change management is very important when you suggest a new architecture to improve the business process, the current business process, to efficient business process. Some of the current process or current policy need to be revamped. So it requires change management. Change management means some of the process is no longer required. For example, in education process, in registration of the student, last time every student needs to register or pay the study fees in the counter. So nowadays you can pay the study fees at any bank through online banking, and then the registration can be done through UTM website. real time. So this is change management. So when the student come to the university, so they just take a hostel keys and set up their hostel, their room. So another process that involved in enterprise architecture, in developing the architecture, is tools and technologies. So tools help the organization to design, manage, and optimize their IT and business process. And tools support EA framework such as TOGAF that I already mentioned in previous slide, Zuckman and FEA. Practices tool or technology. And a visual modeling, for example, data management and strategic planning. So maybe you learn the UML here, how to model the business process, how to model the applications, how to model the database application, how to model the implementation. This is require visual modeling, visual tools to model the architecture of certain application. So this is a case study and best practice. That is why we ask you in the first class, which is I introduce you the health informatics industry. So the reason is the healthcare industry is very big. Then we take this is this is a case study for you to architecting the system. So in healthcare industry is very big. In the first lecture, I show you how the process of registration of outpatient patient when they want to see the doctor. That is a process. Another one is a inpatient process. How the patient is registered, how they see the doctor, how they complain the problem, how the nurse is taking the appointments, how the doctor transfer the patient to the ward, how the ward business process is done, what number of bed, ward name, and so on. So there are many processes, registrations, lab, ward, doctor, pharmacy, and so on. So the case study of how a global enterprise implemented enterprise architecture for digital transformation in healthcare industry. How we want to transform the healthcare industry into the digital era. So what is the challenge and future trends of the EA? So the challenge is digital transformations. What is the digital transformation? Everything is all the process in certain organization should be in digital way. So no manual anymore. So how you want to transform the digital process from the beginning until to the end? So that is a challenge. The main challenge to implement the digital transformation in certain organization is a people. People maybe refuse to change. They are very comfortable with their current way in doing the work. Another one is AI and machine learning in EA. So how you want to incorporate the AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning in architecture. So AI is very complex. So that's why architecture is very important. When we have the correct architecture, correct design, so whatever technology or future trend can easily to incorporate into the current application. Another challenge is cloud computing and edge computing. You already know that cloud computing means that the server is anywhere. So you don't know where the data is saved and keep. So this will bring to the challenge of the security. How we want to make sure that the data is secure and privacy to the company. So this is challenge in design the architecture. Yeah. But anyway, if you know what to do and if you know what is the requirement of the organization or the company, it's easy to mitigate them. Yeah. But the most important thing that all the element of architecture that must have, so you must include in your design. So what does architecture means to you? I think for student, this subject is very high level, because maybe you don't have experience in developing a software from the beginning until end. Yeah. So you never gone through the process of developing the software. Maybe you are not bothered about the architecture. So what you require is to develop a software and you can present to your lecturer. So this is what they want. Yeah. So you just make sure that there is an input, there is a process, then there is a output. But inside of the application is never discussed. Yeah, you don't bother about that. But the most important thing that when you develop a software, it's working during the presentation or the assignment is submitted. So when you go to the industry, so you will realize that when you involve in a big company or you involve in a big project in a big company, so you will realize that the architecture is very important. So we cannot just do it. Yeah. Approach. So we need planning. Yeah, we need to plan and strategize the application that we want to develop. So this is a write-up from the respective organization regarding on the enterprise architecture. So you can read by yourself. So what is the association for IT architect? They call it their mission is to make the IT architecture the most recognized profession in the world. So enterprise architecture got organization to handle this. Any update or something, they will blast in their website. So IT architecture, according to IASA, is an art and science to design and deliver valuable technology strategy for the business. So any software or any application that you develop, you need to make sure that the end user or the owner of the system making profit or improve their business. When you involve in the project, in a real project, when you graduate, so maybe you will place to the job for programming only. So you don't bother about the business of the organization, but your focus is to make sure that the functionality of the system is actually having a good program, a working program, when you code into the certain software. So maybe it will take time to realize this when you involve in a big project, or you involve in the analysis and design of the application. So you will see that some of the company will show to you the architecture of the application. So this is IT architecture relationship framework tool skill set. You can read by yourself. So what constitutes the concept of IT architecture? Mainly to mitigate the large number of failed IT projects. So when you see at the Malaysia, for example, a lot of IT projects, but do they successfully or meeting the requirement of the user? You get the example of for example MySejahtera last time, yeah, or system, what kind of system in Malaysia, CCAP in JPJ system. I think JPJ system is a very good system. It make our life easier to renew the ROTAC and so on. Another constitute to the IT architecture is overlooking of IT architect work and role. So overlooking means that a lot of the designer, software designer, application designer, they overlook on the architect aspect. Then of course they will overlook the scalability, for example, the security, for example, and so on. And the system very easy to hack, or the system is very fragile. Fragile means when you touch one code, then the working calculation will not working after the changes. Yeah. So this is done in my department that we developed for accounting system recently. Another constitute to the concept of architecture is a limited IT architecture references. So IT architect motivations, maybe last time very little references, and the researcher is not focused on the architecture, they are focused on the software, yeah, or applications methodology, yeah, last time. So we don't have the architecture concept and so on. We just have the SDLC methodology, for example, waterfall and so on. We just follow this the approach. Yeah? We don't look at the overall view of the application. So when we talk about the architecture, IT architecture, so who is the architect? Siapa dia? Adakah you all semua? Adakah is a project manager? Adakah project director? And so on. So there are many personnel, yeah, can be architects, but the IIAS said that this super developer, super database administrator, and IT development manager are not the architect. But for me, they a candidate for architect if they have the business experience in the mind. So let's say you are very good software design, which is of course when you are good at software design, you are very good in software design, of course you will know the business process, right? Nobody can be a best designer if they don't understand the business process of the organization or certain industry. So they should become a architect. So in academic way, in academic definitions, so architect is a developer lead with business competence, business person with technical competence, network and system specialist with having business sense and strong IT infrastructure, and IT person who bridge between business and technology. In other words, architect, application architect or software architect or business solution architect, they should have two type of skill, yeah, business process and also the technical skill. So this is normally the person who have a technical and business, strategic architect, CTO, CIO, like me, CDO, security architect, information data architect, solution architect. Solution architect means they provide a resolution, yeah, for the problem of the company using the digital transformation. Okay, that's it for the chapter 1 for the introduction. And if you want to know in detail, so you can email me, or you can text me, or you can using this stream message, and for sure that your team member also can share what are the questions that you ask. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum.